my life wasn't always like this. Now this is my mom and dad and me, and when I was just a little baby, and well, you can also see me wearing the red suit. I guess I always have a thing for red suit, even as a little kid. I was born in Hong Kong, and I came to Canada years ago with no money, no connections, and not a word of the English language on my lips. English was not my first language. And as Stephen talked about, really, it was very, very difficult when I first got to Canada. And my mom, and I, we just moved to Canada. And my mom and my dad got divorced when I was 16 years old. Unfortunately, because my dad had an affair. And so my mom decided that she didn't want to stay in Hong Kong. And that's one of the reasons why we immigrated to Canada. So if you can imagine going to a new country where you don't speak the language. So growing up, I didn't have a lot of confidence. I mean, I wasn't one of those people that was born to do some great or wonderful things and that had big dreams that I was going to do this and I was going to do that. And I wasn't one of those people who know all the right people in all the right places. Because when I first got to Canada, I didn't know anybody. I had no friends. And I wasn't one of those people who had great talent. I was what my instructors and teachers would say average intelligence, or sometimes barely, below average intelligence, depends on the class. I barely passed all my courses. I was basically a C, a D student. So I wasn't one of those students that had a good education, that had a good resume. In fact, I dropped out of college. So not in a million years. I'm still sometimes have to pinch myself that could I ever imagine I would be doing what I'm doing today, like writing books and being interviewed and traveling the world and impacting hundreds of thousands of entrepreneurs. Like not in a million years could I ever imagine that I would be doing what I'm doing today because I got into business by pure accident. I basically got backed up into this whole business thing and I got into business out of necessity because I wanted to take care of my mom and provide a better future for my family. And I started my first business with a couple of my buddies, mowing lawns for people in our neighborhood, kind of like a landscaper. And let me tell you this, the lawn business is not a lot of fun. Every day you're dealing with insects and dirt and all these things. And 6 months later, I had like allergy and stuff. So the lawn mowing business went like it just it was bad, and we weren't making any money, and we closed that down very very soon. And that was my first business. It was a complete disaster, and the only asset that I had at the time was a lemon of a white Ford Escort with almost 150,000 miles on it. We bought that from my mom's friend, my aunt, for $2,500, and that was my first car. And you cannot see it from the picture, but my mom and I we used to drive this car to get groceries, and the passenger door actually cannot open. There's something wrong with it. So every time my mom have to go through the driver's seat, kind of like hop over and then go in, and then they actually have to get out from the same way, like through the driver's seat, and and it was interesting time. It was interesting time. At the time, I was heavily in debt because I was trying all these businesses and starting all these businesses, but none of them really worked. And I maxed out all my credit cards. We borrow money from friends and family. I read Think and Grow Rich. How many read Think and Grow Rich, by the way? Yeah, I read Think and Grow Rich and How to Win Friends and Influence People, and I read them multiple times. And the problem is, there was a lot of thinking, but not enough riching. and uh, and even How to Win Friends and Influence People, I couldn't influence my friends to loan me more money just to survive. And I was what I call myself a success or opportunity junkie. I mean, it's just like this lady here, older lady here, like, oh dear, that prince needs help, Nigerian prince. Maybe it looks like I can make a few dollars too. Like I was the guy that would reply to everything. I was like jumping from one thing to another, kind of like the shiny object syndrome. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, it's buying this course or what's going to that seminar and jumping on whatever that sounds like I could make a quick buck doing. I would try. because I was just so desperate. And the more I tried to search for the answer for success and for wealth, I found that the more I dug myself into a hole until I had an epiphany. Now, I didn't have a name for it until much later in my life. I discovered the power of wealth triangle. And here's how it works. The wealth triangle, there are three parts to it. The first stage of the wealth triangle is what I call high income skill. Now, I define high income skill as a skill that can make you a minimum of $100,000 or $120,000 a year, 10,000 a month or more. Now, it is a skill. It is not a job, and it's not a business. It is a skill that you can offer to the marketplace, to the world, in exchange of money. You are trading your hours for dollars, but for high dollars. Now, why is high income skill important? Because high income skill provides you with stability, comfort, and peace of mind. Think of this as your foundation. At this stage, you are turning your expertise, your passion, or experience into money. You make yourself money at this stage. And once, let's say, you hit that 10,000 a month goal, minimum of 10,000 a month, for most people, unless you blow your money, but for most people, you're pretty comfortable. Wouldn't you agree? Then you move on to stage two, what I call scalable business. Now you have a business that you can scale. You can have a team around you, and now your business makes you money. And let's say one of those businesses could be an affiliate marketing business, right? Where you're promoting other people's products, and that's what Stefan teaches, right? And that's a business on its own. Or maybe it's a Amazon physical product supplement business. That's another scalable business. It means that it's a business that you can grow its profit with only minimum increase to cost. Okay, once in this case, once you have a scalable business at stage two, now your business makes you money. Your business makes you money. You have people making you money. You have systems making you money. And once your business is generating so much profit, now you can move and you can invest that profit, the extra profit, into high return investments, which is stage three. Now you're putting your money to work. And I define high return investment as investments that will generate above average return, more than 10% returns on your money year in and year out. Year in and year out. Now you are building your wealth, you're building your net worth. So your high income skills gives you income, it gives you cash. Your scalable business gives you cash flow, and your high return investment builds your net worth. Now, why is this important? Because if you look at why most people fail is they say they try to jump to stage two. They try to start a business, and they start a retail business hypothetically, and it's first of all it's not scalable, and they mortgage their homes because they have an idea or they thought they could do this. They have no business skills or experience. You see this on like Dragon's Den or even Shark Tanks a lot, and they risk everything and then they lose all the life savings, or maybe they're just an employee and they try to speculate in real estate or the stock market or the Bitcoin, right? And what's happening right now. And what happens? They lose everything. These are dreamers. These are not actual wealth builders or entrepreneurs. So I want you to think about this, about the three stages. I think at first when I shared this concept with Stefan here, that I think he found it also like fascinating, and it's a profound concept of why you need to follow this in a certain way, and that gives you stability that can build your wealth long term. Stefan, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Actually, I love this. Definitely makes so much sense because when I first started my businesses, Project Life Mastery and whatnot, I was doing coaching and consulting. I was first a
Mm,
coach for a few years, and that was a skill that I had developed. And I was coaching people here in Vancouver. I was putting on seminars, and then also I was doing life coaching as well. And so that provided an immediate source of income for me
mm,
that I could then use so I could, pay my bills and have a bit of a comfortable lifestyle. while I was building Project Life Mastery, because for me at least, by having the high income skill, I didn't have to have a 9 to 5 job. I could at least have a lot of my own freedom. I could add value. I could help people, and I was also able to develop a lot of the skills like speaking, coaching, communication that I could then transfer to my scalable business.
That's
Because I
right.
could take those skills and then scale my speaking and coaching skills by doing videos, content. Of course, it took a little bit longer to build the scalable business. At first, the high income skill, it was like a more immediate source of income. But I was, as I was building Project Life Mastery, I used my high income skills to be able to, pay my bills and everything to support my mission.
Exactly. So I want you to understand that you cannot shortcut this process. I think most people, why they fail, that it's because they try to skip the steps or they try to jump into high return investments without the other two parts. You need all three. Over the years, I have ups and downs in my business. Everybody does. But I can always fall back and kind of rely on my high income skills. It doesn't matter how much money I make from my business, it doesn't matter how big they get, it doesn't matter. I always have kind of my high income skills working in my back pocket. That's why all these years I have not stopped speaking, I have not stopped doing consulting for people because those are my high income skills. The difference is now it makes way more than 10,000 a month, but I always have my high income skills because I can count on it. I know I could count on it. So if you want to be financially successful, you do not skip the steps. Skip the steps. Now, once I got this, so basically I went to work. At the time, I basically stopped looking for some opportunities that would make me rich, and I stopped trying to fix my mindset, just doing affirmations and hoping that would make me successful. I asked myself one question that forever changed my life. And here's the question: what's the one high income skill that I could develop today that will free me from financial struggles and worries forever? I'll say that again. I asked myself the question: what's the one high income skill that I could develop today that will free me from financial struggles and worries forever? So I wasn't looking to become a millionaire overnight anymore. And I stopped looking for some magic pill or some business idea that would make me successful. I was looking within myself. And the first high income skill that I developed was copywriting. And at the time, I was learning from my first mentor, Alan, and he taught me copywriting. And copywriting, in case you don't know, it means that is the ability, the skill that you can write sales pages and marketing letters and direct mail. At the time, I was doing direct mail, and basically marketing literatures for companies to help them sell more products and services. That's the ability to write. And so, and that's when I learned about marketing and human psychology and influence and how this works. And within a year, I was making 10,000 a month as a copywriter. I was so happy. It's my very first high income skill. I was in my early 20s. And I know 10K, it may not be a lot of money for some people, but to me, that felt like $1 million. I was able to support my mom. I was paying back some of the money that we owe. We no longer have to buy expired groceries, and I was paying the rent. It was good. It was very, very good. And later on, I developed my next high income skill, which is consulting, because as I was writing copy for all these clients, entrepreneurs, suddenly they asking me, well, okay, Dan, thank you. You wrote this piece for me, this marketing piece. How are we gonna use it? Like, who are we gonna mail this to? Or how are we gonna like attract more clients with this? So that kind of naturally lead to consulting. So then I added another six-figure annual income to what I do. So that becomes my kind of second uh, high income skill. And then it's public speaking, and then it's marketing, it's deal making, it's investing, and eventually to high ticket selling. High ticket selling. And you can see over the years, my high income skills have made me tens of millions of dollars and will continue to make me millions of dollars till the day I die. And I use those very same skill sets to grow and scale my companies. It's exactly the same. Then I take those earnings and I invest in high return investments. In my case, I like real estate. That's what I invest in. And with my high income skills, not only it got me the life that I want, my high income skills also got me on the feature or the Jet Set magazine alongside with you saw Richard Branson and Daniel Craig and Damon John. And today I enjoy a very comfortable lifestyle that could not have imagined. And Stefan was just at my place. And last year just bought a brand new home with a view of the water in Vancouver, one of the most expensive cities in the world. And unlike other people who kind of you know who who do all like commute and all these things. No, I'm mostly I work from home. It's 4,300 square feet, 6 bedroom, 7 bathroom. It's not a mansion. I don't want to mention, but it's the perfect home for me and my family and my lifestyle. In fact, if you Google, YouTube it, you can find like Dan Lok Home. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. And I have a YouTube channel as well. My YouTube channel currently has over 100,000 subscribers with more than 6.9 million views. But besides the money and the success and the fame, I can also impact others because of what I've accomplished. I can impact others in a meaningful way. I've been a TEDx opening speaker twice in my career, and I've got friends who I care deeply about and who care about me. And of course, I've got the love of my life, Jenny, my wife Jenny, who's also my best friend. And I bought my mom a home in Taiwan, and so all these things I've accomplished. And people ask me the question all the time, like, out of all the things that you've done, what's the thing that you're most proud of? And I always tell them, out of everything that I've done, the thing that I'm most proud of is I've fully provided for my mom and dad for the last many years, 7, 8 years, so they don't have to work. And my mom now currently just does charity work. I can do this simply because I have my skills and because I've learned something very, very important that I would like to share with you. And before that, and also in my income skills, I got me this car. From a $2,500 car to a Bentley, all because of my skills. And here's what transformed my life. What transformed my life? All this is because I have dedicated my life to being a high ticket closer. A high ticket closer. Because I want you to think about something here. Everything you ever want in life, other people already have them. I want to let that sink in for a moment. Everything you ever want in life, other people already have them. Money, contacts, status, resources, power, you name it. Other people already have them. All you need to do is close them. All you need to do is close them. I strongly believe, and this is like, I can say it with absolute certainty, that all my wealth and success and fulfillment comes from my ability to close, the ability to influence, the ability to communicate. Even my marriage, right? If I got married, I proposed to my wife, same thing. I closed the deal, and that's why I'm married today. It's the same idea. It doesn't matter. It's not just in business. It's all areas of your life. Whatever that you want, it's all about the ability to close. And here's something that's very, very important that I've learned over the years. That I believe that the whole concept of financial freedom is obsolete. Is obsolete. Because what I've learned is that just because you're free today, it doesn't mean you're free tomorrow or 2 years from now. Example, I'll also have Stefan can chime in with this. Let's say you have a vehicle that's making you passive income like today or even next year, but doesn't mean it would continue making you passive income 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Things might change, technology might change, or whatever it is that might change, right? And any experienced business person, they've all gone through ups and downs. maybe suddenly you make a good investment. Okay, well, good. It's good. You're free. Suddenly you make a bad investment. Well, guess what? Then you're less free, right? Even companies make billions of dollars to go bankrupt overnight. So the whole idea of financial freedom, it is, if you aim for financial freedom, you're not going to get it. So I believe financial freedom is an illusion. Okay, now you might be saying, okay, hold on, Dan. I'm with you so far with whatever you share, but financial freedom is an illusion. What do you mean by that? What I say is, don't aim for financial freedom. Aim for financial confidence. There's a big difference. Develop the skills and confidence and the ability to make money on demand. So it doesn't matter what happens with the economy. It doesn't matter if you lose everything tomorrow, because you can make it back. Deep down, you can make it back because you have the skills, you have the mindset, you have the confidence. That to me is true stability. That's true freedom. That's that's true security. You're not relying on a third party or platform, even an investment, to provide for you. You getting this, Stefan? Like, even with what you're doing, right? It's your skills that make you financially free, not because you're aiming to be free.
Yeah, just to chime in, I agree because I kind of bought in when I read the book, The 4 Hour Work Week, and I was like, hey,
Yes, right.
so I can work 4 hours a week, but Tim Ferriss doesn't work 4 hours a week, and actually, people that you and I know, the gurus and everything, they also don't work 4 hours either. They might have had times where they've taken time away from their businesses and gone on vacations and whatnot, but for the most part, because the internet and business evolves, the market evolves so much that you've got to evolve with it. If you don't, then your income stream, your business is going to diminish. As the saying goes, if you're not growing, then you're dying. The same applies to a business. And I think also just to add in, there's a reason why it's been really fascinating, because when you look at the most successful and wealthy people out there, whether it's a Warren Buffett or a Bill Gates or whoever it might be, they're still working. But the difference is they love what they do. And I think, when you find, what you're passionate about and your mission, you're not going to want to just, do nothing. You're going to still want to, they love just the game of business and evolving and growing and adding value. So I think it's more of a lifestyle and something that, we got to commit to and just not kind of buy into that illusion that I'm just going to make money and then do nothing.
Exactly, and it's a sexy thing to sell. It's a lot of people, of course, and there's a lot. It's a lot of misinformation, a lot of myth around this concept. And if you truly think about it, because I trust me, I've done it. When I first made my first bucket of money, I retired for 2 months, and I was sitting on the beach in English Bay. It was just not working all day, looking at the ocean. I'm telling you, after a couple of days of that, it is boring. It is very, very boring. Okay, and then I was watching a lot. I was like watching movies all day. Well, I'm telling you, after you watch so many movies for like many, many days straight, you're like, I don't want to watch movies no more, because that's not what life is about. Life is about growing. It's about growth. It's about progress. Happiness is about progress. Think about your life when you are happy, when you're excited, when you have enthusiasm, when you're fulfilled. Chances are you are doing something. You're experiencing something. You're learning something. You're doing something new, and that's what life is about. So to me, it makes no sense where you set a goal where I want to be free, so I don't want to do anything. So it's like another way of saying this is, I want to get to a place so I can escape to something else. You work so hard to get to a place where so that I don't have to have that anymore. Instead of doing that, then why not do what you like, do what you enjoy, and you are passionate, and you're adding value to people's lives, and just enjoy the journey, and you have the freedom at the same time. So it's a funny thing. This may be a bit too deep for you, but if you think about it, that's what this is about. It's not just making money, but that's what this is about. And then sometimes it never ceases to amaze me that when how most people think of nothing buying a car or buying a HDTV that cost them thousands of dollars, even tens of thousands of dollars. And basically, I do that. But when it comes to buying financial confidence, it's such a major decision. I remember a number of years ago, I was speaking at a business seminar, and it was a 2 day seminar. And I was one of the keynote speakers. I was actually the first speaker on the first day. And after my presentation, and I would stay and I sat at the front row seat as an audience. And after about 30 minutes into the second speaker's presentation, I stood up and I started walking to the back table. The people were looking at me and they thought, oh, maybe I was bored. Maybe I was, leaving and going back to my room. No, I was going back to sign up for the speaker's education. Because I know what I want and I know what action I need to take to better my life. I don't need to wait for someone to tell me to stand up and go to the back and take action. And the staff in the back, they said to me, but Dan, you don't know the price yet. He has not revealed the price. I said, it doesn't matter. Here's my credit card. I don't care how much it costs. Just bill me. Yeah, but you don't know, Dan. You don't know what it is. You don't know if it's a course, is it a seminar, is it like a home study package? You don't even know what you're buying yet. I said, it doesn't matter. Just sign me up. It doesn't matter. I want what he has to offer. And I did the same thing for the third speaker. I did the same thing for the fourth speaker. On that day, I must have invested, I don't know, probably $7,000 in my own education that day. And finally, one of the staff in the back, they couldn't help it, and he was so curious. He said, "Okay, Dan, I don't understand. Don't you know enough about building wealth and making money and business and marketing and sales? Like, why are you signing up for these courses? I mean, you're already a millionaire. For God's sakes, I mean, you teach this stuff." And I said, "Dude, how do you think I get to become a millionaire? Like, duh. Think about it. Isn't it interesting how sometimes people who need the information the most don't seem to be seeking it? I mean, how many of you have maybe friends and family that maybe you know that they should be on this webinar and you know they would benefit from this webinar, but they're not here? And sometimes, how many of you realize that you have people in your life say to you that, what, you're going to another webinar? Or make sure they don't sell you anything. Don't buy anything, okay, right? Well, you know what? Sometimes the people who love us the most, that mess you up, they're called family. They're called family. So here's my advice. Stop taking advice from broke people on how to get rich. Stop. They might love you, but they're not qualified to give you business or financial advice because they have not done it themselves. So stop worrying what other people think. It's not their business. In fact, think about this in your own life. How many of you believe that if you just stop caring what other people think of you, you would have made a lot more money by now, and you could have been a lot more successful by now? Think about that. Because when you're in your 20s, you're very concerned of what people think about you. When you're in your 30s, you don't really care that much about what people think about you. But when you get into your 40s, you discover the truth. Nobody was even thinking about you at all. People are busy. People mind their own business. They've got enough problems in their own lives. They're not thinking about you. They're not thinking about you. In fact, how many of you believe that millionaires will think very differently from the poor and the middle class? Yes, we do. You have to understand something here, that $7,000 investment has made me $100,000 in the first 30 days. I got all my money back the first day I used the materials. Okay, I want you to write this down. Making money is not difficult. Money is math. Write this down. Money is math. And I want you to think in terms of return on investment, ROI. Investors use this term a lot. What's my ROI? Return on investment. Millionaires think in terms of return on investment. It's very simple. You buy something for $7,000 and it makes you $100,000. How many of you think that's a bargain? Right? In fact, let me ask you this. How many of you would want me to sell you something for $7,000 that will make you $100,000? How many of you would want me to? If you're not saying yes, I cannot help you. I mean it. I've got nothing to teach you. In fact, nobody could teach you because you don't get it yet. Your mindset is so locked in into, yeah, I don't want to buy anything. I don't want to invest in myself. And I just want to make money. Well, I don't blame you. I used to think exactly the same way, and I was fucking broke, right? That's because I see it all the time that people get in their own way more often than they think, and then you screw yourself up. You screw yourself up. Low status and poor people, they have this mindset of, oh, I can't afford it. I can't afford it. It costs us too much. Right? I know this piece of property would give me 50% return, but I can't afford it, right? And there's a great book out there called, by Robert Kiyosaki that I like, and of course, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'm sure a lot of you have read that book. And in the book, Robert talks about that. The statement of "I can't afford it" shuts down your thinking. By asking the right question, your mind opens up and looks for answers. So instead of saying "I can't afford it," ask yourself, how can I afford it? How can I afford it? And a better question, the question that I ask is, how can I make it make me money? How can I make it make me money? Millionaires, we don't care how much something costs. We think in terms of return on investment. We want to know, okay, how much it can make. I want to know how much it can make us. That's all that matters. We're thinking, okay, the investment is this much and it can make me that much. Let's go. What's it to think about? But except it's a shift in mindset, isn't it? I mean, I could give you the skills, I could give you a step-by-step system of how I do what I do. If you don't make that mental shift, you'll find a way to take yourself out of the game, and you'll find a way to self-sabotage your success. You'll find a way to fuck this all up. I mean, even Stefan, think about it, we're both very smart. That what we do, even the penthouse that Stefan lives in, that becomes becomes his set to make videos. It becomes part of his marketing. All of that, if you're just renting a place, you get to live in a penthouse, it costs you money, but Stefan uses that to make him money. Same thing with everything else that he does, even the traveling. It's all part of his brand and part of his lifestyle, right, Stefan?
Absolutely, and especially, a lot of the products that I'll buy or use, or even a lot of the trainings and courses and things that I invest in, I always think, hey, well, what I'm going to learn from it is going to help me make money, but also I can promote it, I can partner with that person, I can network, you never know who you're going to meet. So I'm always thinking of all the different benefit and value that I can get from it, and I look at everything that I've invested in when I was younger. All that stuff's made me who I am today. It's just no chance I'd be who I am, or where I'm at today, without that. And oftentimes, one of the best things that I would say to myself when I was younger is, I wish I did more of that, because where I would be today, if I had this mindset earlier, and was just kind of gotten that earlier start on investing in myself.
Yeah, and that's the difference between the scarcity mindset versus the abundance mindset. That everything I could use, that I learned from this, I could use this, and it's a different way of thinking. It truly is a different way of thinking. Secret number 2, why high ticket closing is one of the most high demand, high paying professions in the world. I believe high ticket closing is the most powerful high income skill that you can develop that can get you to that 6-figure income quickly and easily. And I'll prove to you why. Now, this is only a unique perspective that you can only get from me, Dan Lok, just because I'm a mentor to so many entrepreneurs. Have you noticed that your average internet entrepreneur, they are too busy running their business, that the marketplace is more competitive than ever, and the cost of advertising is going up? It's more expensive than ever. And the old days of making money selling low ticket offers, it's over. Most of the low ticket offers that internet entrepreneurs and marketers sell online, like say the $7 offer or the $197 offer, or even the $500 offer, and those become the initial sell to get customers into the funnel. All the money is in the back end. That's why you see these high ticket packages online now selling at $3,000 to as much as $25,000. And here is the thing: it's virtually impossible to close these high ticket offers using just the video or sales copy. It's virtually impossible. These high ticket offers need to be closed, guess what? On the phone. They need to be closed on the phone. Like Stefan, what's been your experience with what's happened in the marketplace from before? I know you've got different programs at low ticket offer, and at the time maybe they were profitable then, but now it has changed. It has changed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely in the back end because the initial sales that you're going to make is going to be more so just to cover your advertising costs, your operation costs, and you need to have upsells or higher ticket product. I still do high ticket consulting, high ticket masterminds, and things of that nature because the lower ticket stuff, it can support that because it can help build some trust and relationship to help make the high ticket close a lot easier. But without a doubt, and especially when you look at some of the most successful and wealthiest people I find, they'll often look at an internet marketer just selling low ticket stuff and kind of laugh because their mindset is so much bigger, and they're doing deals oftentimes. I mean, even bigger than $25,000,
Yeah, way more.
$100,000 deals, $1 million deals. So it's expanding your thinking and mindset. That I think that is something that needs to evolve if you really want to scale your business.
Yeah, exactly. Now, but you might be thinking, oh, but Dan, what has that to do with me? Well, this is where you come in, because all these business leaders, they spend a fortune every month generating leads, converting those leads, and running webinars and doing email follow-ups and making videos and publishing content. My staff and we do all of that. But they don't really make the real money until a high ticket closer like you gets on the phone and closes these high ticket packages for them. And they're happy, more than happy to pay you 10-15% commission if you can do that for them. You can be the rainmaker. It means you can make an incredible income. Think about this. Without ever creating a single product, running a single ad, cold calling a single person. I want to let that sink in a bit. You can make an incredible income without doing any of those things. Any of those things. And let me prove it to you. Here's a quote that I have. Whoever can make it rain controls the game. Whoever can make it rain controls the game. Right? So, like with Stefan, he knows that he's busy and he doesn't have time to close. He doesn't want to close. It's also bad positioning anyway. He doesn't want to do that. But if he has a high ticket product and package at thousands of dollars, more than happy to pay you 10-15% commission if you can close that sale for him, right, Stefan?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I have my online business mastery masterminds that I do, and I send out an application because I want to see who's going to be the right fit. I don't just want to work with anyone. Same thing with my coaching consulting, and I want to make sure they're the right fit for it. But I don't have the time to get on the call, Skype or get on the phone with every single person. And I literally have such a high demand for it. And the only way that I sell them right now is I send an email to people and say, well, thank you so much. I think you're the right fit, and here's the details. But I know that obviously if I were to get on the phone, these are people that already, consume my content. They're looking for the help and everything. They're eager, they're committed, but I just don't have the time to get on the phone. So I'm looking to find people that can help support me with that and just hop on the phone and basically close the deal on that and answer any additional questions or whatever it might be. And then I'm more than happy to pay someone 10 to 15% to be able to do that.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I'm talking about here. Now, first, let me just define a little bit what exactly and who is a high ticket closer. Okay, a high ticket closer is a do. He's a doer. Okay, a positive minded achiever and an aggressor. Like a high ticket closer is a compulsive, driven person with a desire to win, to succeed, to sell, to become the best, and nothing less. Nothing less. A high ticket closer is a man, a woman who can and will do more than any salesman ever dreamed about accomplishing. He knows how to warm up the people. He knows how to get the clients feeling good about themselves. He has a way of building his clients up so much that they cannot possibly say no. A high ticket closer is a special kind of salesman that people like and people get excited with and people believe in and people feel special around. A high ticket closer is a true and convincing. He's sincere and he always wins. He always wins. Now, why I believe high ticket closing is the highest paying part time job, or some people would like to call side hustle in the world. Reason number one, high profits due to low or no overhead. You just need a computer and a telephone. You don't need fancy equipment, software, or office space. You can work from home. You don't have to spend money building websites and creating landing pages and running ads and driving traffic and building software, building funnels, etc. Your client, the expert, is doing all of that for you. All of that for you. So when someone fills out an application to work with Stefan, they've already consumed the content. Stefan has already built the email list. Stefan has already sent out the email. So they know who he is, and all you don't do any of that. Even after you close the sale, Stefan is the one that's delivering the consulting, that's delivering the coaching, not you. You are simply the rainmaker. The rainmaker. Reason number two, predictable and stable income. You can easily make $10,000 a month working with just one business leader, one thought leader. That's it. You don't have to worry about getting new clients. In fact, your clients are probably more worried about you leaving them. Like, think about it. If, like Stephanie, if someone closing for you, you've got so much demand and so many people want to work with you. Just handling you, like one account, one client, that would be a full-time job right there, right?
Totally, yeah. I mean, that's super valuable.
Right, and it's very, very valuable for you, for the client, and also for the thought leader. Think about that. Reason number three, you can start fast. You don't need to be an expert. You don't need credibility. You don't need to be well known. You don't need even a marketing budget. Your client has all of that already. Because you're not selling you, you're selling them. You're not selling you, you're selling Stefan. You're not selling yourself, you're selling them. So you can start making a great income in as little as 60 days. As little as 60 days. Reason number four, freedom. This is truly a freedom-based business. You can work it when you want, where you want, and how much you want. You wanna only do 5 hours a day? Sure. You wanna do 8 hours a day? Sure. And you never have to drag family and friends into some like BS MLM deal and you babysit people and do all this BS. You will only talk to warm prospects who actually want what you offer. When someone fills out an application form to work with Stefan, they want to work with him. You don't need to twist their arm. They're happy. They're grateful that you're actually on the phone with them explaining how the program works. Reason number five, no product creation or service delivery needed. I've talked about this. You don't need to create the products. You don't need to deliver the coaching. You don't need to run the workshop. You don't need to fulfill the service because you are selling other people's high ticket offers. Make sense? And you don't need to buy inventory or try to get products from China or create any of the content. None of this. You don't need to do none of these things.